Howdy, everyone.
Hello. We're back.
And we're back.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah, we've been not live for a couple of weeks. Annette was traveling, and we both had graduations for our kids, and it's been a pretty busy time. So happy graduation to all the graduates out there, and congratulations to all the parents. So yay. But we are here, and we're gonna go live in just a moment with our friend Cerlette. And Cerlette we have a thing every Thursday called Thoughtful Thursday. And Cerlette does all the images and write-ups for those. And they're really, really cool, I have to say. I mean, right?
Yeah, she finds the best images, and she's an amazing writer. So she does other writing, not just just writing for us, but she does a lot of stuff. She's pretty amazing. She's had a very interesting life.
Okay. Oh,
so far.
Yeah. I mean, that's right. I mean, that sounds great, doesn't it? And we're gonna be able to talk with her about that. Very excited about that. Yes. Cerlette is a really cool person. I really like her. We're so happy and grateful to have her on board with the Traveled Path. We love our female collaborators, and we love our Thoughtful Thursdays. So,
hi Simone. Hi Cerlette.
Oh, hey. So thanks for joining us, those who are here today. We always give it a minute or two, for anybody else that wants to hop on. And so let's see. Hi.
That's for Simone.
Yeah.
Simone.
We have goofy things we do with our friends, Tell us about what kind of goofy things do you guys do with your friends? We'd love to hear it in the comments, because we all have our little things that we do, right?
What about wee?
I know our one friend, I don't know if she's gonna jump on, Carol from Moonlit Madness. Hopefully she will. Yeah, it's all these almost like little inside jokes that are just really funny, especially to us. But anyhow, okay, so we're gonna get started here. We're going to invite our friend Cerlette to come on, and let's go ahead and do that. All right. It's that one, right? I think it's that one.
Yeah.
So it's
no. Oh, there you go.
Hopefully, yeah, it comes up. So hopefully we've invited her. So hopefully she gets the invite, and then we'll head on in.
Oh my God!
She figured it out.
God, I think you're seeing us.
You just got to flip it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We can't see you. No, not that way.
Very literal.
No,
Wait,
we
what?
can see you. There's a little thing that.
I see.
There you are.
Hello. Hey guys. My glasses are like. Is this working?
This is working.
Yeah, okay.
You're here. We've got you.
It took me forever to set up this little thing. I'm gonna have to wear my glasses because I can't see. There we go. Hi, beautiful girls.
I gotta wear the glasses. Hope all is well. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing really much better. I have a bit of a head cold today, so excuse me. My eyes are like,
Oh,
much better.
That stinks. Well, I hope you feel better.
You guys have sparkles. Are you sparkling?
We're very sparkly. It's just our shiny personalities.
Like, it's coming off. I have to, I know this is not a part of the discussion, but I didn't realize that Instagram offered like so many different like things on it, that's why you kept getting phone calls from me last night or video calls, because I was playing to try to see what anyway, it was and I always use Annette because I know that she just knows it's crazy Cerlette doing it. Anyway,
it's like, what are you doing? Are you trying to call me? She's like,
I know.
No,
I just figured she was the best choice to annoy.
But that's how you learn. Like,
yes.
Are you a learn by doing kind of person?
Yes, I am very hands-on. I'm like the type of person that needs to sort of be in the room when you're telling me the task. And then I can, I'm not good at reading the directions at all. As a matter of fact, this whole setup, I didn't read one direction. So, but here
I feel you. I feel you. And so glad you made it. And so,
thank you.
Start.
Thank you. So
where are you based out of? Are you local, or where are you in the world?
I am in Ventura, California. So we're down at the beach town.
Nice.
About an hour and a half from about the city, Los Angeles, like Hollywood or anywhere where like real people are. We're just sort of isolated down here by the beach.
That's nothing
I like it. It's very. No, I really enjoy it. It's just sometimes it makes travel makes it hard to visit certain people. So yeah.
Right, of course. But I know we got down there. It's been a while now to visit you, and that was really great. And we would love to do it again. So we will do that. We went to the beach. Yeah. So we'll definitely be doing that again. Yeah, and so, like, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Well, I'm from Hollywood, California. I was born in Beverly Hills, so I was raised in Los Angeles and basically raised in a very creative environment. It's hard. It was hard for me to like try to figure out what I was going to say here because it sometimes sounds like you're name dropping, and I discussed that with my husband, and like, we want to really stay away from that. But sometimes it's just a little bit difficult because of how I grew up.
You have names in your life.
Yeah, I do. And a lot of those people were very, they were the ones who like gave me my first guitar or would sit and teach me how to play piano. It was nice to have those kind of energy, around you at all times. When I was younger, I was with a dance company, I scholarshiped in, and I also was an ice skater. So these were in my younger years. I started, first enjoying writing when I was in third grade, which is an odd thing. I had a teacher pull me out and say, "You write really, really beautiful." I usually draw from my personal moments. I find myself that I write better if I'm, I guess, depressed, upset, or very, I don't know the word to use. Sometimes it's easy, and then sometimes I just have a really like
a block.
Yeah, and that's the problem with like choosing a career as a writer. I have to be honest, I'm an undisciplined writer, and that probably gets in my way of doing things. When I write for you guys, I usually will sit down, and this is the way you should do it: is sit down and give yourself a block of an hour or two, or how long it takes you to get whatever you're doing, and without correction. Meaning you write it, and when it's finished, then you go back and you start to look at what you're saying. With the images that we do on the travel path, images really speak to me. And some of them are, some of them are really silly, and some of them are a little more deeper. And that's what inspired me to put the words to paper on that.
Well, you do an amazing job. I mean, we love it. It's so creative and literally so thoughtful. Like it's, it sometimes the image speaks for itself, but then, you'll look at your words and it just like, really gets you thinking and feeling.
Well, I always run it through a net because sometimes I have like a sarcastic mind, or like sometimes the images might be too, and I have to run them through her because she knows I just kind of whoops, and then it might not be appropriate for exactly what we're trying to do here.
But you know what? I mean, we like people to think. Everything doesn't need to be so safe all the time. It's
that makes sense. That actually, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially in today's like society, I think that we need more critical thinking in everything. Just in everything, and also have fun along with it. Like a little humor and stuff. But yeah, I've noticed sometimes people take my writing, I don't know, the wrong way, and instead. It's supposed to be a broad expression. And for each writer, you're going to get a piece of them, unfortunately, because we're the ones who are writing it. So it's going to have some characteristics of ourselves in the writing.
For sure. Yeah. And tell us like more about any other writing projects you've done or are potentially doing, or
what I've been working on, she knows, forever. I've actually started collecting little cards. I don't have enough room to put a big board on my wall, which I would recommend for those who are writing. And you take, little Post-its, you write your idea, and then you put it up, and then you can put it in order so you know where you're going. It really works well. So I use index cards at the moment. And because I'm writing a book, it's about stories about my life and about really just kind of situational subjects, like, oh, well, here I was, and this is what happened. It isn't a story of like long time ago, I, was writing on a hill. Yeah, it's not that kind of story. But because I'm having problems moving, I have to say that Jeremy really pushes me, and when I do tell the stories, he's the first one to write them down. Also, recording. If you have a microphone, that's another really helpful thing. You could be anywhere or with anyone and think of something, depending on what you're writing. This would be like a memoir, sort of. Yeah, it would be about my life and how I grew up.
Do you want to? Sorry, go on.
No. So that's really the project. We also have two projects that we've been trying to clean up to submit, and that's for film and television. Actually, one could be film if we could just get it tight. But I'm married to a Virgo, and he is just, I don't know if you guys are into like that.
Can you tell everybody who you're married to? Can we talk about?
Yeah, and that's one thing. I run my husband's website. It's Jeremy Roberts Official Fan Group on Facebook. And Jeremy has been, if you are a Gen X person and you watch TV between the 90s all the way up, the 80s, the end of the 80s into the 90s and 2000, you've probably seen Jeremy literally on every show you've watched as a killer, a murderer, he did
Oldest vampire. Oldest vampire.
Oh yeah, he's a vampire. He the oldest vampire, as a matter of fact, I believe that was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Mm-hmm. He played Cotistos or something. Oh my God, I cannot believe I remembered that. Yeah.
Star Trek, right?
Star Trek.
And also he is one of 5 characters in history of being able to play in the film Undiscovered Country, Star Trek, and then they brought his character to television on Voyager, the same character. And there's only been 5 actors that have done that. In the Star Trek world, that's like a really big deal, you know.
Okay.
And much respect to anyone who's watching the Star Trek, you know, live long and prosper. And then he also did was it? I know I was going to try to do it for you, but I had a feeling the wrong fingers were going to go up. No, I didn't practice that. Oh, wait a minute. It's like this.
Do this, right?
It's something. Oh my God! You have to understand. I have broken hands and bodies. So there you go.
Oh no! There you go.
Something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
And so, yeah, it's interesting. With a lot of help from Annette, I got to set up, his page, and we also handle the Instagram. Thank you. And now that I know we can do more on Instagram, I might look into that. I'm also at the same time, I rescue animals and I foster animals.
Yes.
And
tell us
I wanted to take just a moment because right now is the season where lots of kitties are being dumped. Actually, dogs are being dumped too, due to the economy, due to people not spay and neuter. Adopt, don't shop. I'm very passionate about those things. I'm fostering a kitty now as we speak. She's somewhere around. And for those, I wanted to say, if you can attach yourself to a rescue in any form, I'm not sure if people know that if you offer your home for an animal, that they provide the food, the pee pads, the crate, they provide everything. All you really have to provide is love and space. So it's not as big.
Who provides specifically?
Oh yeah, my organization I work for is Paw Works, and we're out of Camarillo and Thousand Oaks. And
so maybe we'll link it down below so everybody can see it.
It's a marvelous. I'm telling you, it's a marvelous organization. I have done at least 4 different animals from them, and then sometimes you might keep the animal longer than like it's not a week or something. Some go quicker, some don't. But like I said, the only thing you really have to do is just give your love and time to the animal instead of it being in a cage, because the ones they can't foster out are, in a safe warehouse. They just, as a matter of fact, have a whole new building and where the dogs can run, and it's a great organization. So you can either donate, Paw Works, or if, like I said, if you find an animal that you cannot keep, like I said, being attached, I found this kitten, and I already have 5 cats. So, and I just lost my cat. So, and this cat seems to be a cat. She's adorable. I mean, oh my God, I wish I could pick her up. Oh, she's sleeping. But I didn't know what to do. I have this cat, and I'm thinking, oh my God, Jerry's never going to allow me to have another cat. And while we love the kitten, I mean, we absolutely do, she just terrorizes all the other cats. So we have to keep her separated. And that does happen. That unfortunately does happen. But because I am attached to someone, I just made a phone call. Actually, I texted Paw Works and said, I found a cat. I don't know what to do. I can't keep it. And they were like, if you're willing to foster, we'll put it out for adoption. And that's our goal, is to just get people to stop dumping your animals. It's better to go to the no-kill shelter. And I know we have one here. I'm not sure if you have one in LA. I've heard really some horror stories about LA's shelters. But yeah, I would encourage everyone who likes, and you can rescue anything. I've had rabbits, I've had horses, and then of course, these are the rescues, meaning I took them in as my own pets. Chickens, ducks, and that my menagerie of animals.
I love rats.
Oh yeah! Oh, there they make the best pets for anyone who's looking for a rat.
not one. I love rats.
They're so
I mean, not wild rats, but yeah, they
yeah,
are.
no, no, a pet rat. I usually this is sort of how I've rescued in the past, which is I will go and buy my feed for my horse. And this is how I've gotten like chickens and ducks just because, and they have the snake cage right by the checkout stand, and so I see a chicken, I'm like, oh my God, you have a chicken. If the chicken is in with the snake, and they're like, yeah, it's food, and I'm like, well, I have to have the chicken. So I will remove that chicken, knowing full well the little chick, knowing full well they're going to put another one in because they tell me so.
Oh,
but
geez, I know.
It's
but,
it's a lot that whole thing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Oh.
It is. It's we had a pet snake once, and it's I said I know it's the circle of life, but I want nothing to do with it. It's hard.
Can't you get? I mean, I'm just curious. Aren't there snakes that don't eat? I mean, that's another thing. Oh my God, don't eat live animals is what I was going to finish.
Yeah, well,
but,
yes.
People will take kittens. That's why, like, spay and neuter, everybody, spay and neuter. People will, and don't give your pet, if anyone's watching, don't give your pet away. You must charge for your kitten. It's got to be at least like $25, $35. And I know that sounds weird, but it makes sure that person doesn't take that kitten home and feed it to a snake or worse, dog bait. And so these are the issues that I've learned about, and I'm sure you guys probably know too, but it can be very ugly when you're dealing with animals. And as I get older, I realize, like, wow, do you know they have, this is totally off subject, but do you know that they go hunting for cats? That's easy. Oh, mind blown. Anyway, so
yeah.
I
mean, it's really sad. I just can't believe some of the things people do, and it's really unfortunate. And yes, let's get the word out.
Yeah.
We're with you.
And there's tons of organizations that you can attach yourself. Just call them. They are always looking for a volunteer. I hear people always saying they want to do something, but you have to make sure it doesn't take too much out of your time. This is something that, I mean, if you get a dog, you got to walk the dog, or you have a backyard. The cat, you just love. It's very, it makes you feel good.
We're pretty self-sufficient. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, thank you for that. Thank you for all we do. We also had somebody else on here that was saying thank you for what you do.
Good.
It's really important work. Yeah.
Yeah. And I encourage everyone.
Doing that a long time.
Actually, I was born rescuing animals. Seriously, my mother is, my mom's name is Haji, and fun fact, she was again, Gen X people will get this. Not she was a Russ Meyer's girl. And which she did a few films like Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. But because my mother was extraordinarily exotic and beautiful, it opened many, many doors, just like heaps of doors. But she belonged to an organization called Last Chance for Animals. And they went after, I don't know if you're familiar with it, it's about vivisection. Yeah, and she would go out at night dressed in black. I mean, this is my mom. And they would break into UCLA labs and rescue and let them all free. So from a very young age, and like an extremely young age, I have been active with trying to do it. There's periods like when I went to college, I could not because I was in college. But as soon as I have a place or something, I try to do, be active in it, or at least make people aware. We also, people complain about the money to adopt. That's another thing really quickly. If you're going to buy a pet, buy one, please consider, like rescues. And the reason why it costs like $400 to get a dog is because they're shot, they have their shots, they've been spayed, they've been looked over, and this way it guarantees that you're not going to use the animal for something, you know, nefarious. So,
right. Exactly. Yeah. I am, I will say very briefly, when I was young, I was and I still am, I'm not as active in it, but I've always been very passionate about testing on animals. So I know about a lot of the groups, and I never did the rescues, but I was very involved. I did marches. Yeah, I don't know if you even knew this, but yeah, I was a big campaigner and lobbyist. Yeah,
see, everybody, there is a place in animal rescue for all different sorts of like positions.
Right.
I mean, my mom would get arrested. This is if I was a little girl growing up. And she would leave the house at night. If I'm not home, you just know I'll be back. We probably all got arrested or caught, releasing them. In our home, there was no less. She also was a greyhound rescue from the track. So we had always about 7 dogs in our home. So I don't think I'd be a different kind of person even if I didn't grow up in that environment. But because of it, I am very sensitive to all of it. Sometimes I don't like it because I have to, face realities. And because of the pandemic, because of the pandemic and then it going over, people have lost jobs and stuff, and then they just decide, old puffer here, I just can't feed him, and so I'm just gonna drive him and drop him off on the corner and go away. So don't do that, people. Okay, there are people, if you reach out, I mean, there's tons of network where I am surprised at the generosity of the others when it comes to the animal community. Okay, I'm sorry, I've talked enough about that.
No, awesome. Thank you so much for all you do. It's fantastic, and we'll definitely have some information in when we post this to people to be able to read and check out and do some level of that.
Drink water.
So definitely sounds like you've definitely led an interesting life with interesting people, and I know you're a very passionate person, and that's awesome. So what kind of advice might you have for other women to pursue their passions?
Well, I will say this: you have to have thick skin if you're going to be in the creative industry. And that means, acting, music, writing, directing. And I mean a thick skin, because you're going to hear a lot of slam doors, a lot of no's when coming up. But you have to have confidence in yourself. I myself have had 2 projects that were in motion, and both of them, because I was working with very powerful people. Like, I was a nobody, and I'm like, here, I've got this great idea, and completely naively trusted this 2 separate situations. And I lost my, they loved my ideas so much that they went and made them without me. And I have verbatim word for word. And so I would say, if you're a writer or any of the go to the Writers Guild and register. And that still doesn't protect you. I just want you to know that. You think you're like really safe on that. But if, I don't want to mention names because, but if someone big, Oprah,
I know,
does something.
Yeah. I mean, really.
I know who did it. And they're going to have bad karma.
Yes. And Annette knew what happened. And to don't give up. If it is your passion, don't let outsiders, and that was what my problem is I have insecurities, and I allowed people who are also trying to climb in the same sort of universe of, entertainment, and they can bring you down. You've got to really surround yourself by positive people, get rid of all the shit people.
It's okay.
It's all right. Yeah, and don't give up. You know, it's never too late to start, and it's never too late to just, you know, have that confidence in you. But yeah, protect yourself. I mean, that's a big warning. Protect your work, no matter what it is. Yeah, protect it. With the guild, and I mean, even double protected, because we do with the guild, and then we send ourselves the script back to us through the mail with the date on it, and you just tuck it away and never open it. So if you do have to go, you know, to a lawsuit, unfortunately, the two people I was dealing with one was a Paramount Studios, and the company I was writing for, kind of, you know, I think it was a parting gift to just screw me. And then the other person, well, I can't get into what happened, but yeah, they stole like verbatim. I mean, verbatim my show. I had friends calling me, congratulating on my show being on the air. It was just like, and I like, what? It was in the newspaper because it was somebody very big who stole the project. And yeah, so you just have to watch yourself, be very cautious. I think like in anything in life you do, you got to be cautious, you know, because we want it so bad. But I did, you know, something I don't know, I think Annette knows, but you might not remember. I did do something that I thought was really fun. I entered this writing contest for Timex. Do you remember? For Timex Wash? I'm not sure, but I wrote a Timex commercial. And I actually won the contest, and they produced the commercial. So that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
For me.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Well,
this is a long time ago, but
I guess that leads me to, aside from that, can you tell us a fun fact about yourself?
You know, I've been like discussing with Jerry what the fun facts are about me. I don't know. I could tell you that. What? Well, here I have
Sky's the limit.
Oh my God! Did that come up on you? No. Okay. Well, you know, when I was 16, I was told you I was dancing, and I was told to go to an audition for this AFI film. It was a short, and it would be directed by Martin Brest. At the time, nobody knew who he was. But now, if you type his name in, he's a very big director. And I went and auditioned as a dancer, because it was a dance movie. And I got the part, which was like so fabulous. And then they found out how old I was. You had to be 18 and over. I lied about my age. But the beauty is that he's
18.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he was such an awesome man, because he said to me, like, you know, I don't want any mothers on the set, you know, just ripping you off because you're here at 3 a.m. And I promised him, like, no, don't worry about it. But in the end, this film, it's called Halt Tomorrows, won the Academy Award for Best Short Film. So my very first film won an Academy Award, even though I'm not the star of it. But that was very exciting for me to hear. Anyway.
That's awesome. Yeah. And what was the film?
It's called Hot Tomorrows. Okay. It launched the careers of, again, 80s of Ray Sharkey. And there's I don't want to be like crude. Let's see. Remember Fantasy Island and the 2 stars? Okay, there was a tall one and then the little one. He starred in it too.
Okay.
Yeah, and then actually all faces. Just the girls, we were not, you know, we were just pulled from dance studios. But it was a really awesome experience for me. And my mom did come and bring chicken soup to the set for us. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I had a hard time figuring out like fun facts.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's a great one. That's a great one. What did I want to ask you? So you've got a screenplay in the works, right?
Yes.
So maybe when that comes about, you can let us. Oh, and the book. And the book.
And the book.
Yeah.
The book is going to be probably take me a couple of years, but I am actually actively doing it. And that was been the problem. I think how long I've been actively doing for like years. It's just insecurity and not sure, like, will anyone buy this? But there are just a lot of fun stories about my life experiences and events, I had another fun fact, but I don't think anyone would know. So that's it.
You want to tell us another fun fact?
No, well, this was just a silly fact. It was that, do you KLOS, do you ever listen to that? KLOS?
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I used to all the time.
Mark and Brian? Yes. Okay, their show ended in 2012, I believe, but they did a Christmas parade. Every year they would do this huge Christmas parade. Oh, okay. And one year I got to be Mrs. Santa in the parade.
That's perfect
about my life.
You couldn't not hear that.
That was a lot of fun too. So
that is great. I love that fun fact.
Yeah, that is. I've been in two parades.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh, Cerlette. Well, this is great. You're such an interesting person, and you've had such a fascinating life, and we're so excited we got to talk to you today and
thank you so much.
Learn more about you and get some great advice for people and feedback, and we're definitely on board with everything. Thank you so much for doing our Thoughtful Thursdays.
You're welcome.
Everybody has to check those out, and when we get more information on your book, we're gonna
when I hold it in my hand.
Thank you for you and Jeremy's screenplay as well. So
yes,
keep us posted.
Definitely try to.
I have a fun fact.
What?
Well, not so much about you, but about Jeremy. So we know Jeremy's an actor.
Yeah.
So when we got married, Jeremy married us. He went and got.
Oh, that's right. I totally
really.
Jeremy married and Chris,
and we told him he should then do it in his character.
Did he play the part of a?
No. But funny enough, we thought of that. No, it meant the world to Jeremy too, because Annette means so much to me, and he felt like he's older than us, but he felt very fatherly in the sense of just taking care of Annette. So yeah, he took it very seriously, and I forgot about. I didn't forget about it.
And now I think I remember you telling me that. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and he's thinking about going back to acting, but now with the writer's strike and everything that's happening, who knows? But he's been contemplating.
We should come up with a reality show.
Okay. Oh, that was a fun fact. A fun fact. I was asked to write 20 different, 30 different, ideas for reality shows about 15 years ago, or 12 years ago. Yeah. And because I don't really watch reality shows, or I don't know a lot about, I just started making up stuff. I mean, the most ridiculous stuff you could possibly think. And then I couldn't turn it in because I felt so embarrassed. And guess what? Half that stuff is being done right now. I feel so foolish. That's what I mean. So the people who are wanting to create, don't do what I did. Don't, because I should have just turned in my material out of the 30 different crazy ideas I had. At least 5 or 10 of them could have sold. And yes, I think we should do
that people would do that. I think that's so, like you said, I mean, that's their karma. I mean, that's a pretty awful thing to do. And at least
it was. And I lost a friend. I believe I lost one of my best friends because I think she thinks I sold the project. Because if you saw the way it came out, it looked like that I'm the only person, and it was verbatim. But all 3 shows, first though. Second, it was verbatim what we had presented. Wow. And my girlfriend, I just don't think she, believed me, unfortunately.
She was a part of it, and she didn't believe Cerlette.
Yeah, she was my partner. I went to her and said, I've got this great idea, but I think I need you, and that's another thing. Don't be afraid to have someone join you. Sometimes it's easier to have a second person. And between the both of us, we came up with this, it was a super idea because it was stolen.
Yeah.
So, don't give up on yourself.
Well, thanks for that advice, too. I'm so sorry that happened to you, but thanks for sharing that because I think it will be helpful to people. So,
Yeah, Anyway, it's been fabulous, ladies, to talk to you. I can't wait to see the two of you in person. Maybe we can do a beach day,
Yes, we'd love that.
How come you got sparkles and I don't?
It's a secret.
You're little, it's fairy dust. You're little fairy dust.
We animate the sparkles.
We'll teach you when we see you.
Yeah, no. Alrighty. Ladies, thank you so much. I'm not sure how to get out of here.
I think you just hit
just go goodbye and then hit this. Have a great day. No.
Bye. All right. Thank you to everyone who stayed. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. She is just vivacious. She's got so much energy and such an interesting. I mean, obviously, I wish we could have gotten into more specifics, but you guys get the idea. She's an amazing person. She's
fun, and we lived together for a long time too.
Oh my God!
Long sister. We tell everybody we're sisters because everyone thinks but we go way back.
Mm-hmm.
Way back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes,
but
very cool.
Next week.
And what do we have next week?
So next week we're coming on a little bit early at 3, and it's with Tess.
Oh yes, Tess. Yes, and I'll probably tag her. Her thing used to be called spell binding, I believe. She was a tarot reader, but now she's actually focusing more on helping businesses with their Instagram accounts. In fact, she helped us. She did an audit, what's called an audit, where she actually came on and, looked at our account and kind of pointed out the things that we could improve as far as our bio, and that maybe would help us get more followers and likes and things like that. And I think it's helped. So yeah, she'll be really interesting, and you'll learn more about that next week. So yeah, and sorry, Tess, if I got any of your info wrong. We'll tag it down below. So all right. Guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you soon.
See you next week.
Bye.
Oh, next Wednesday. We didn't say the day, because today's...
Next Wednesday.
Normally we're on Wednesday.
Yes.
Every once in a while we'll pop up on a Friday. But
sometimes a Tuesday, but Wednesday is our day to go live, usually at 4 o'clock. But yeah, sometimes, there's little shifts. You know how life goes, so...
See you next week.
I think that's it. Okay. Bye.